I think you have a video game to talk about that I want to listen to you talk about.
I do. I played a game called Wolfenstein: The New Order. It released on May 20th of 2014 on the PlayStation 3, the Xbox 360, the Xbox One, the PlayStation 4, and I don't remember if I said the PC. So PS3, 4, 360, Xbone, and PC. It was published by Bethesda and developed by Machine Games. So for the story, level 1, you are William B.J. Blazkowicz. It kind of changes through the game, depending on who says it. BJ is the name. Leading an assault against General Deathhead's castle. You go from crash landing on a beach to trenches, eventually scaling the castle walls and finally getting inside. So it's meant to feel like the invasion of D-Day, kind of, with the beach assault. But pretty much first thing that something's wonky because you get these robot dogs that are attacking you. So a little hint of what is included in the game's story. It's kind of steampunky, I guess. In his castle, you find awful human experiments and are taken by surprise by Death's Head. He makes you choose between two of the people that fought their way in with you. You have to choose which one of these two will die. This choice affects a decent amount of the story going forward, encouraging replayability more than most other tactics games use to encourage replayability. Like, I finished this game and, I played this game a long time ago. I played it again this month and accidentally made the same choice I made the first time when I meant to choose the other guy to get the trophy. So I played the first level again when I was done playing this month and kind of wanted to continue the game to see what actually changes. So I kind of like this. So yeah, as I alluded to before, this is kind of an alternate history. It's basically, what if the Nazis won, and it changes how that would look through time if the Nazis had won. So at the end of the first level, BJ gets injured and he spends the next 20 years in a hospital because he's kind of in a coma, I guess. So he falls in love with his nurse, and the hospital is attacked by Nazis, and they start killing all the other patients, and that's what awakens BJ into a murdering spree, and he kills the Nazis. He runs away with the nurse and her parents to find the resistance. And from there, BJ goes on missions as a Punisher-style, almost supernatural killing machine. There are many memorable levels in this game. I was replaying it this month. I was like, oh yeah, I remember this one. Oh yeah, I remember that one. So you have a prison break where you break in to a prison and save a whole bunch of guys from the resistance and break out with them, sharing guns. BJ lets himself get captured and put into a labor camp to break out a resistance mastermind that's been caught. There's a level on a giant Nazi submarine. And of course, something that's more than hinted, it's basically mentioned many times through the game, through conversations you hear or references or reading materials that you can just browse as you're running through levels. So it really shouldn't be a surprise when it comes. A Nazi moon base. It cracks me up. It's ridiculous and funny, but still really fun to play. And it's visually different than other levels from the game. It's not the same corridors all the time. It's really good variety in the levels. Very memorable. I firmly believe that this game tested the waters at least partially for Doom 2016 because it came out 2 years after this game. It has the same "you're a badass" attitude. You dual wield auto feeding shotguns. Like it's the fast paced carnage that Doom only perfected. The jibs are amazing in this game. Easily some of the best visuals. I was kind of surprised though at how many rough textures I found in the game. It felt like a really early or cheap 360 era game sometimes. I would walk up to a wall and be like, oh, ooh, that's bad. Really bad. Like stretched way beyond what it should have been. So the visuals now are somewhere in between passable and good. Those stretched textures are ugly when you find them, but it doesn't really ruin the game. It's just an ugly texture. Like, whatever, just continue down the hallway killing Nazis. I didn't notice really anything outstandingly good or bad about the audio. The guns sound great. The voice acting is well done. BJ narrates kind of ADR style through the game, which will make some people cringe, but I think this is well done. It's not constant. It's usually just through the cutscenes, and it helps explain his character and what he's thinking beyond what he says in dialogue, in conversations with other people.
October 31st. I've become a nocturnal animal.
I was going to say, if you hit me with the two bears inside of you, I was going to exit the chat. Just leave. You're doing the show by yourself. Gameplay. Gunplay feels great, especially when you're dual wielding shotguns in small hallways or chaining stealth kills with throwing knives and a silenced pistol. This game has a perks system that's kind of weird. It gives you a table of 32 perks to unlock by completing challenges. Many are like increased handgun magazine size after 15 handgun kills behind cover. But there are others that get pretty specific, like get 3 throwing knife kills in a row without raising the alarm or something like that. The system works, but I struggled to get everything. I was missing 5 or less by the end of this playthrough this month, because certain levels are tough to play with the wrong play style to unlock a perk, especially at the difficulty I was playing at. I guess if you play through on the easiest difficulty, you can do kind of whatever you want, but some levels you really have to sneak in. You can't go in gun blazing every time. New Game Plus keeps your unlocks, though. So that's another reason to replay it, just to wrap up those last missing, couple missing perks. There are other collectibles, including letters with more story, character models, which usually just unlocked during story progression or small side quests completed. There are gold pieces that you find through side quest or exploration, and enigma codes through side quests or exploration. These enigma codes unlock a total of 4 extra game modes, all more difficult than the hardest difficulty, at New Game. So after finding all the codes and deciphering how to solve them, you get these new game modes, or just do what everybody else does and Google what the actual numbers are. So there are 4 difficulty levels on new game. Can I play Daddy, which shows BJ with a pacifier. You may have seen pictures of this setting when the game first came out. They literally mock you for playing on the easiest difficulty. Don't Hurt Me, Bring 'Em On, and Death Incarnate, all progressively showing more blood and pleasure on BJ's face. Yes, I intentionally worded it that way. Spencer is cringing. This game does not shy away from showing violence. There are quick cutscenes in the game, like if you get a stealth kill, where it shows different stealth kills, and they are all quite gory. Or one of the steampunk mechanical dogs will run up and grab your arm, and you have to stab it in the neck repeatedly. It's pretty nasty and great. This game also includes a couple of sex scenes. Apparently, BJ likes his relationship with his wife, and that's cool. So yeah, it is so shocking that all this stuff is in a mature-rated game. As I said before, in summary, as my public speaking teacher told me to say, in conclusion, this game set the stage for what Doom became. It is a product of its time with the rough visuals or some of the QuickTime events or whatever. But I still found a great deal of enjoyment going back to this game, just replaying it. And I wanted to continue replaying it for a third time just to see to wrap up the things that I had missed. I bought this game in a 2-pack with the prequel Wolfenstein: The Old Blood for $22. So I'm going to say that I paid $11 for this game, and it's absolutely worth that price.
Very nice. Quite a steal. How long do you think your total playtime was on this playthrough?
Good question. I did about 3/4 of it on the hardest difficulty. I got to a rough spot and was like, I need to move on because the month is running out and I need my review written. So I dropped it down at 1 difficulty. So on the hardest difficulty, it probably took me 8 to 10 hours.
Nice. Very cool.
Again, that's what I was going to talk about. I mentioned a cover system. This game has the typical modern controls. So left trigger, aim down sights, right trigger, shoot gun, right bumper, throw grenade. Left bumper stops you in your tracks, and you use the left stick to lean left or right. So you can crouch behind boxes, hit the left bumper and the left stick, and lean around the box. And it gives you so much more cover to shoot from and not get hit. And there's a lot of destructible cover in the game, so the bad guys will be shooting at you, and the box you're sitting behind will crumble like as you're hiding behind it.
That's nice.
It's very cool. The only other game I really know of having a good cover system with the lean like that is Rainbow Six Siege, and that came out many years after this game. So yeah, high praise for this game for starting trends that have only been perfected since.